welcome to episode number 56 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
And today, we'll not mince words, we're probably in for a miserable time. We're doing more of our Marvel March 90s bullshit, and today we're going to do Fantastic Four. But before we jump into that, if you're familiar with the podcast, you know what we like to do before we jump straight in, is just briefly discuss our weeks on a personal level, and what's going on in the wide world, at least relevant to our interests. Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
We did aircon. I met up with some buddies, and that was basically the main thing about it. It was a nice little weekend for me and buddies. Some of us stayed in a little Airbnb. Even though I only live 40 minutes away from the thing, the Airbnb was like 2 minutes away from the thing, so it was probably worth it just in petrol. It was a board game convention where things happen, but generally you camp a table, rent board games, play them, and you can even go to a bring and buy sale. And downstairs there are companies hawking their new stuff, but the most interesting thing was a guy doing 3D printing. He takes commissions. His standards are so high that he brought an entire massive Doom guy built entirely out of rejected parts, and it still looked fucking awesome.
Fair enough.
Part of the bring and buy sale was if you donate a game, they just stick it on the back wall, and that becomes a pay what you want, with all proceeds going to Ukraine. One thing that's happened out in the wide world, though, the Killing Stone has cracked.
That was fucking weeks ago.
Yeah, but nobody's said anything, have we?
We haven't said it on the podcast, but why are we bringing it up now?
Because the world is shit.
Yeah, okay. I don't believe in demons or ghosts, so yeah, you fucking run off with this one. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, the Killing Stone is cracked, almost likely due to permafrost expansion of rain, freezing, expanding, and fucking up the rock in general.
I like how you said almost definitely. There's a little chance there really is a millennium-old fucking fox demon living in this stone that is now free, much like Rita Repulsa, because we live in Power Rangers. What a load of bollocks.
Massive fucking monument is broken, and then it's the big bad for the next year.
It wasn't that big. The stone itself wasn't really that impressive. The lore was interesting, and I suppose they put a pretty rope around it, and you couldn't touch it lest the demon come out.
Yeah, totally.
Just people who shit on Western fucking superstition. Eastern cultures have the same shit. It's just slightly dressed cooler.
Yeah, and you don't live there, so you treat it with a degree of reverence that you don't treat the Blarney Stone or even Stonehenge.
I think I've made it very obvious that I do not.
Okay, it was a colloquial you, not a personal you.
Fair enough. I know I said I wasn't going to talk, but for fuck's sake. It was a slightly special rock to the Japanese, but everyone else should be like, eh.
It's probably more special to Fate Go players than to most people in the world.
Any fucking anime that has a fox demon was based off of Tamamo no Mae.
But yeah, how's your week been?
I've discovered a new YouTuber, at least new to me.
Oh?
I did send a link. Devil Artemis.
Okay.
High budget shitposts is what I'd describe his channel as, and I've been enjoying it. The main cast seems to consist of Perfect Cell and Kermit the Frog. I recommend it, but again, it is just shitposts, so if your standards are a bit above shitpost, you might not enjoy. I've been playing a game lately called Littlewood. It's fun. It's very much just a collectathon, but I don't care. It's cute and I like it. I like the type of game where there's no pressure unless you put pressure on yourself. But yes, I'll move on to the wide world. And Rick, I'm sorry to say, this is not a wrestling podcast. Alas, I do not have good news. Two very sad stories.
Okay.
One Big E, unfortunately, last Friday broke his goddamn neck in a wrestling match. The slightly silver lining is, it's not broken to the extent that he needs surgery. He's already walking about and back at home. But yeah, you don't walk off a broken neck. He's going to be rehabilitating that for a long time, and I hope he has a speedy recovery.
Like, if he's smart, that's going to be the end of his career.
This is going to sound bad. Wrestlers aren't smart when it comes to longevity of their wrestling career. I don't know, man. I feel like Big E has enough outside wrestling interests that he might very well use it as a springboard to just get out, but I can't speak for the dude. And the other part that really hit me quite hard was, unfortunately, and I don't use this word lightly, an actual wrestling legend passed away.
Okay.
One Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, passed away early in the week, and yeah, it's not an understatement to say the dude pioneered a lot of things. I understand you probably don't know who Scott Hall is.
No.
His nickname was the bad guy, and he really was. He was probably, him and Kevin Nash were the first cool bad guys in wrestling. Does that make sense to you?
Like the proto real heel that you could get behind.
Sort of. Like, they were the villains, they were dickheads, but they just oozed coolness. Personally, Razor Ramon was actually in one of my all-time favourite matches of all time. I know I said it twice, but it has to be said. WrestleMania 10 in a ladder match against Shawn Michaels. is hands down, if someone wants to see the best of wrestling, and alright, some people might argue it's crap, I don't give a shit. That's a good match to point to.
Sure.
I just want to say one thing, finally, on an ending note. That's probably been said to death over the last week since he's passed away, and I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details, but when he got introduced into the Hall of Fame, he said the following words: "Hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do." And I think that's inspired a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
Just genuinely sad news in the fucking wrestling world this week.
I'm just turning over that phrase in my head, and it's like, yeah, that's a real good way to intertwine both the character and the actual human sage advice.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, with that depressing bit of news over and done with, we should probably move on to what we're actually doing today.
It is 90s Fantastic Four.
And that's what we're doing today, guys. So, without further ado, Rick, do you want to give the rundown? Let's do this.
Alrighty. It's the 90s Fantastic Four from 1994, and it's on Disney Plus. And if you'd like to follow along with us, it's 3, 2, 1, and go.
So here's the thing, right? It's very telling that Spider-Man and X-Men both have like 4 or 5 seasons. Iron Man and Fantastic Four have 1.
Yep. I think we're getting a Cliff Notes version of this exact episode as the opening theme.
It certainly looks so.
It looks like the animation's sped up. Oh, okay. That was a very quick way of transforming Ben Grimm into the Thing.
I don't think they, the lyrics are on point, I guess. Okay, I love the description for the Thing.
Did they have that stupid jet in the real Thing?
They have had the Quinjet in pretty much every single incarnation, and it always looks dumb. Oh, cool, the episode's straight up just called The Origin of the Fantastic Four. Why would you be flame on under the water, even with your special suit? They're just straight in with Namor. What's going on?
Yeah, this is Iron Man again, but at least they got some cohesiveness in that they actually have a reason to be part of the same team.
Yeah. But I'm just confused why they go straight in and they're mid-fight with Namor.
Yeah.
Whose entire deal most of the time is he wants to fuck Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Namor is not a villain. He is this universe's equivalent of Aquaman. It's just occasionally he tries to cuck bloody Mr. Richards.
Yeah. Like, that's a weird thing. Like, the number of times I've seen him being, like, portrayed as a villain is non-zero, and yet...
Okay.
Yeah, like... Oh, so they're on fucking Jerry Springer. Not Jerry Springer.
This is like fucking Colbert.
Yeah.
We went to space and got hit by space goo. Oh, they're selling a book!
Fucking book.
Oh, well, at least that's accurate. That is a reason why he'd be on a daytime TV show. This is something I have a bit of an issue with. Ben Grimm is a scientist.
Yeah.
And yet they always portray him as a bit of a fucking idiot.
Yeah. No, like, I forgot that he was a scientist.
Well, okay, he might technically be an engineer, but you still need to be pretty smart to be an engineer.
Thank you. Here's the bit where I reveal that, despite the fact that I am a fucking idiot, I am technically almost smart.
Okay. And that's another thing as well. Ben Grimm was fucking jacked as well before he went to space.
Yeah, he is. Or was.
What the fuck is he wearing? He seems to be changing outfit out of... What's going on? The animation was really... Did you see him just change outfits in 2 seconds for no reason? Did they just forget what he was wearing when they were drawing frames?
I think so. Yeah, he's gone from fucking brown to blue. On his shirt.
Well, Ben and Richards. I've forgotten Richards' first name and that's driving me crazy. Reed.
I think it's because he has actually turned into his, like, space suit.
No, but before, when they were still in the same goddamn room, they gave him, like, Johnny's outfit for a minute, or they gave Johnny his hair. It's weird. Okay, here's another thing. Even if Ben is only a pilot, you still need to be intelligent to be a pilot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And no, you can't just go from being a pilot to piloting a space shuttle.
No, you can't. And it just looks like they dropped the fuel pod on New York.
Rick, we gotta talk, man. We were silent, and I was like, I need to pay attention. And it's like they're talking, and I'm like, fuck, really don't.
Yeah. It's one of those, like, it's the only bit of plot that is actually plot. I'm like, why would they fly humans into that thing when they could just send a fucking probe? Like, the real reason is plot, but...
Oh, because this is 1994, they didn't have probes. Not decent ones that they could just rip up and send off.
Yeah. The best probe they had, if you can call it that, was the Hubble Space Telescope.
That's not a probe.
No, it's a satellite.
Which, by the way, is defunct now. Well, it's not defunct, but we just got a better one up there.
But yeah, it's been decommissioned. We've now got one that's incredibly way better. He's not fucking helping, though.
Here's the thing, and they're portraying Sue Storm at the moment as
a damsel in distress.
Not just that, she's also like at the moment she is just his wife. She said, "Oh, you're not going up there on your own. I've got to come with you." See what I mean about Ben Grimm being strong as shit?
Yeah, he is. Like, this is before he got, well, it's either before or during his transformation. Everyone's got their nadges in a vice, and they're all having a suffer.
Why did they need to go up there? The phenomenon didn't come near Earth at all. They really are just pulling shit out their ass.
Yep. Miraculously, the autopilot kicked in.
It bothers me that Ben does not sound like he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's just a big guy.
Are we going to see fake commercials? No, that was just cut into real commercials at the time.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of... Alright, I don't even mind that, to be honest, but it don't work for this.
Do you see the 2 frames per second crowd?
Did. I was trying not to. It's fucking childish shit, man. I don't know, man. Ben Grimm's strategy is actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
Got the Fantastic Four. Now fuck that. Cut to the dog that could stand on its front feet.
Yep. If you can't outdo a dog act when you're a team of superheroes.
His skin tone is also inconsistent.
Yeah. Well, it's consistent with the next scene, but yeah.
He was paler than that earlier, I swear.
Yeah. Like...
Hair colour. Everything's fucked. Did they pay a team of monkeys? She's getting beamed up to the Enterprise.
It'd be funny if she wasn't actually there and she'd fucked off.
The thing that's actually kind of interesting to note here is it's also affected her clothes, which isn't a thing until later on because they had to specially make them for her so that it would go invisible when she did.
Yeah. They do that in The Incredibles as well.
Oh, guess who did it first, motherfucker? It weren't the fucking Incredibles. As good as that film is, they didn't invent all the tropes they used.
No. Like, every single thing they use, pretty much, is something that was stolen from something else. Because this was before, like, superheroes got popular again.
Oh, they were always popular in the comic book community.
Yeah, but in movies, like, I think the only superhero movie before The Incredibles was, like, Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1, probably X-Men 1. Incredibles was like 2003, right?
I can't remember, actually. But yeah, that sounds about right. Big Ben.
This is a rather arbitrary splitting of the group.
It is.
Like, 9 times out of 10, whenever I see this origin, Ben usually breaks down and goes, I'm fucking hideous, guys.
Yeah, because he can see his... he can see his hand and all that, but he can't see his face. No one cares
How the fuck do you have inconsistent colours when it's just a single colour across the entire body? See? Why?
Yeah, he's gone from, like, damn near coal.
I'll take the fucking Iron Man random fucking 3D CGI over this shit.
Well, we got some shitty CG in the opening as well, just for, like, the logo at the beginning.
Oh, I can forgive that.
Yup. Yeah, Ben's got shorter.
Yeah, he's meant to be really stocky. However, at the same time, whenever he's drawn next to Hulk, he's not that much shorter. So...
Yeah.
One of my favourite actual gimmicks of the Thing is he loves having a fist fight with the Hulk for no reason.
The Thing and the Hulk are the two Lego people that get the big man models.
Yeah, makes sense. I think Venom does as well.
He might actually, yeah.
But specifically Eddie Brock Venom.
Okay. Not the Matt Gargan Venom.
No. Although, even though Matt Gargan Venom is still fucking hench.
Yeah. Like, okay, he's cementing himself as the best character so far anyway, but, you know.
Well, okay, one of the best things about this superhero group is... we're not seeing it right here now, because, they've only just been introduced, and also I feel like Johnny's going to be fucking really sidelined very early on. But, you got the straight men in Sue Storm and Reed Richards, and then you got Ben and Johnny, who 9 times out of 10 are too busy arguing with one another to contribute in any meaningful way.
Yeah, they're at each other's throats constantly. Like, Johnny is a prick.
He really
is.
If
it weren't for the fact that he was like generically powerful and making himself a cheese toastie.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. If you could just make fire appear, that's the first thing you'd do.
Yeah, like toasties or marshmallows. Yeah,
they really are not giving Sue Storm a lot of fucking credit in this series.
No, they've taken John. She's taken Johnny Storm's toastie away. Like, that's all she's done.
I was more like she's just generic 90s female.
Yeah.
Which sucks because she is so much more than that. Like, she's meant to. Alright, she's not as intelligent as Reed, but Reed is also a bit of a prick about that fact. But
yeah.
She is meant to be an intelligent scientist in her own right.
Yeah, Reed's like #1 top dude. And, like, there's also a trope of Reed Richards is useless.
Do you mean you can't reach Mr. Stretch, dude? Are you fucking for real? You seeing this shit, Rick?
Yeah. He's the guy's just toppling.
Oh no, that's fine. That makes sense because he's meant to be a clay doll right now. But
yeah.
Reed Richards not being able to fucking stretch far enough. What?
Well, yeah, they say in The Incredibles, the suit can stretch as far as you can without injuring yourself.
Oh, right, she's blind. Oh, she's Ben's girlfriend later on.
Okay.
That's something that happens to Ben a lot in comic books and pretty much every cartoon. He always ends up with a blind girlfriend. In case you couldn't tell already.
As if they wouldn't, give him a bit of a feel and go, oh, you're made of fucking stone.
I guess the theory is, oh, I can't see how hideous you are, so therefore it's okay. Because, this is set in the 90s where general viewpoint is, if you're ugly, you must be a piece of shit.
Yeah, beauty equals goodness.
Yeah.
And he does still have his big blue eyes.
He does. But I was going to say, I guess it's one of the things that The Thing actually did early on in bucking that trend. I think he's one of the first mainstream characters who was not traditionally good looking, but entirely a good person. Well, I say mostly a good person, I should say.
Yeah. He's on the side of good. He might be a little bit abrasive.
Yeah, he's a bit rough around the edges, pardon the pun.
Yep.
You can't call this science, it is clearly Richcraft.
Yeah.
This is actually Rita Repulsa shit.
He's got a thermos flask full of lava. Oh, okay.
Like, it has to be dark magic, it can't be science. All you gotta do is make a... I fucking hate this.
Fucking dollhouse. Creepy teeth. And the wrinkles that just look like massive eyelashes.
I think they are just eyelashes, aren't they?
Oh, okay.
It's like genie logic and he just starts masturbating. I'm sorry for the lowbrow humour, but fuck, I'm bored and miserable.
Like...
Oh, he's just saying the one word now.
Yep. It might be better than Iron Man, but not by much. Just wafting it with a massive hand. Blowing it out as if he needs to.
It kind of bugs me that they're just chilling in their Fantastic Four outfits.
Yeah.
Just gonna touch my microphone boob.
Yeah. She's got the microphone on now, but like it's gone in future. And she's going to be the one that's going to hear Sue Storm just walking around.
I don't think they're that clever. Oh yeah, you got it right. I'm surprised you actually played that card.
Yeah.
But I wasn't knocking you, by the way. Literally, I just did not have enough faith in the guys making this show. Okay, you can't possibly know that. I'm genuinely surprised Mr. Evil Man believes his stepdaughter.
Yeah. Like, if she actually does have the Force, and... Yeah, she can't be this dumb. Well, the thing is, she can't see the guy. She doesn't know how obviously evil he looks. To go along with how obviously evil he acts.
Yeah. I'm actually genuinely confused here because why didn't she was like making an effort to try and communicate. It's just like you literally just had to press a button.
Then again, If they were all going on the thing that looks like it might be an elevator, why didn't she go with them as well?
I think the deal was that the guy was acting so nonchalant because he wanted to not lead on that that's what he was doing.
Yeah. At least put her in lingerie.
Yeah, he's clearly killed her.
Yep. Okay. He's creepy, but at least he's got, like, some plan.
She's essentially she's so sheltered that she has no choice but to trust this man. But boy, this is uneasy.
She can't go invisible, and she just uses the Force to make up the difference.
Trying to recognize any of these villains, but alas.
Yeah. I think they're just jobbers. Like, he's got, like, yeah, he's got criminal jobbers.
He looks a bit like the Action Man villain.
Yeah, he does.
Fuck me, do you remember Action Man?
Yes, I do. I had one Action Man Filofax.
Fucking hell. To be continued. Great. Fuck, I don't want to watch anymore. We're done. Fuck off. Produced by Glenn Hill. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. I feel bad. He might not be here with us anymore. Okay, is this going to work today? No.
Yeah,
Why?
It's okay, I've got it.
Alright, sure. Oh, fuck's sake, Rick.
On the Old Dr. Doom is near. Here come the Skrulls invading. Do you run and hide in fear?
There's another song with more lyrics.
Yeah. This one's got, just call the Four, Fantastic Four. I think it's the second verse of the opening song.
Maybe so. They do introduce villains very quick in this. I did have a look through the episode list, and I believe Super Skrull. They haven't even introduced Skrulls yet, but Super Skrull is going to be the enemy for episode 5.
Fuck.
For those of you who don't know who Super Skrull is, it's a Skrull that has been infused with the powers of all 4 members of the Fantastic Four, meaning they can do anything the Fantastic Four can do. How do they ever get beaten?
Yeah. Well, there's only one of them. Oh, it's done by Saban as well.
Alright, Rick, let's fucking get this over with. What did you think?
It wasn't great, but it was better than Iron Man.
I don't know about that. At least I could laugh at Iron Man instead of be annoyed.
Yeah, fair enough. How about you? What do you think?
Shit.
Sure.
Who knows, man? I do realise that we're being a bit unfair in that we've watched half of the setup for the first half of the setup for the first episode. Because, like with X-Men, the first episode is technically a 2-parter, but you cannot actually make me watch both parts.
Yeah, but the thing is, we watched just like X-Men, like you said, we watched half of the setup for that as well, and that was better.
It was. Oh, fuck's sake. How do you fuck up the Fantastic Four? A lot of people fuck up the Fantastic Four as the most depressing part.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's not linger on this for any longer than we have to. Rick, do you have a favourite moment?
Probably not.
Alrighty.
How about you? Do you have a favourite moment?
No. So, Rick, with that out of the way... We can't only talk about the good, unfortunately. We also need to talk about the bad. Do you have a weakest link?
I think the weakest link was the plot. It wasn't well done. There was no Human Torch, like, almost at all. All he did was make a toastie.
Reed Richards couldn't stretch far enough. Reed Richards couldn't stretch far enough.
Yeah, they didn't think to put him on top of something. Like, he didn't think to grab hold of the cables on the bridge and then stretch again from there. Like, wrap himself round it so he don't fall off.
He's meant to be almost as smart, if not smarter, than Tony Goddamn Stark.
But yeah, how about you? What was your weakest weakest link.
They completely gutted the character of Sue Storm.
Yeah.
It's a weak link amongst weak links. This episode was not good, and I suspect the series is the shit one, which is a shame because there is at least one Fantastic Four cartoon that is good. I think it was on Cartoon Network back in the day.
I think I remember that.
But yeah, I really don't like Sue Storm being relegated to damsel in distress. Yes, she is often a damsel in distress in the cartoon, but usually it's a bit more than her just being a dumb blonde.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick, we're nearly there. MVP.
Ben Grimm. He was the only one that I enjoyed watching.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so he was the only one that was basically keeping my attention almost all the way through until he got completely neutered at the end. But, that was also the plot. But yeah, how about you? Do you have an MVP?
No. Whoever had the wise decision to look at this series and go, this does not deserve a second season. Congratulations, sir or madam. You did God's work.
Yeah, like I say, I think I watched this and the Iron Man pilot when they were both on, going live in the early 90s.
What a sad childhood you had.
That's pretty much it, I think.
Alrighty, so you know the drill then, guys. Really sorry for this episode being shit, but what do you want? It's Fantastic Four from the 90s. It was crap. We can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. But look on the bright side. We've got Spider-Man next week, and I know that's good. I loved it as a child. I hope it hasn't aged poorly.
I hope the first episode's excellent.
I think we got Green Goblins from the get-go, so, we'll see. We'll talk about that when we get to it next week. Until then, you know the drill. If you want to talk to us, we've got the comment section down below on YouTube. We don't mind hearing any of your thoughts, including suggestions for future episodes. We're open to them. And we know we're not just on YouTube. We know we've also got an audio version of the podcast. If you're listening to us via said audio version, that was bad English, but fuck it, we'll roll with it. You can send us an email instead. Where would they send said email to, Rick?
NonsenseReviewUK@gmail.com. Once again, that is NonsenseReviewUK@gmail.com.
Oh, yes. So yeah, join us next week for Spider-Man and the end of our Marvel 90s adventure. But yeah, all that's left to say really is keep yourself safe and keep yourselves happy, guys.
Bye!